We got this from the Texas Tribune. Paxton launches investigation into Beto O'Rourke's political group for funding Democrats who left the state.
Yes.
Hey. The Attorney General accuses the organization of running a financial influence scheme that convinced 6 Democrats to leave the state. I say bribery, scams. In a press release, Paxton cited the Texas Tribune reporting on Tuesday that O'Rourke's group is funding the travel and fines for the more than 50 Democrats who left Texas this weekend to shut down the legislature. Bribery. Do it now. Lock them up. If the point of the fine is to deter illicit activities, and Beto O'Rourke says we'll cover those costs so you have no repercussions, then bribery, because they're taking money in exchange for official duties. Lock them up.
Look, man, I am for whatever will throw sand in the gears of what the Democrats are trying. So, yeah, more power to them.
What say you, Scott? Lock them up?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
They committed a crime. You got to arrest them. Otherwise, they're all going to do that and try to disrupt the will of the people. I mean, the majority of the people elected the legislators, they passed the redistricting, and the Democrats are actually trying to thwart democracy. This is the real threat to democracy. Yeah. They are subverting the will of the people, and they deserve jail time for that. Absolutely.
Also, it's like, also, how does Beto still have a war chest? Like in 2025,
we're never gonna get rid of him. He's gonna be like in 40 years. We're still gonna hear about Beto.
Still eating dirt and like bribing people. Like,
yes, we'll take your AR-15s in like 45.
I love Illinois, dude.
We're gonna take your AR-15.
Illinois is the most comical state in terms of gerrymandering because they've gerrymandered to the greatest extent possible. They could not gerrymander anymore. And Pritzker, you know, I got to give a shout out to Colbert. I'll say it again because Colbert actually pulled the map up and called him out on the hypocrisy of this. But Pritzker was like, if they want to gerrymander, then we'll do the same. Bro, you can't. Illinois could not be more gerrymandered. Take a look at District 13. They basically created this big, long strip to combine East St. Louis with Urbana. Otherwise, there would be no Democrat district there. So basically, you cut off East St. Louis, you cut off Urbana. This whole section is all conservative voters who are disenfranchised because they wanted to. Those metros are not big enough to sustain a district on their own.
Yep.
So this is Illinois' game. And I can't remember who said it. They said that's not a district; that's a road trip. Agreed. And then you can see this. They did the same thing with Bloomington, Davenport, and Rockford. Bro, are you kidding me? Illinois is whack. It is nuts. So these Democrats want to flee. Everybody knows how bad it is. All right, I say lock them up. Lock them up.
You know, to your point, I made this point last night. There's not a whole lot that the Democrats can do to actually produce more Democrat seats. They've really mastered gerrymandering. You've got a state like, Massachusetts, which has no Republicans. Right? 40% of Massachusetts voted for Donald Trump. Something around 40% voted for Donald Trump last election. There's not one Republican to represent 40% of the population of the state. And it's not like Massachusetts isn't a big state, but it's not a low populous state because Boston got a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So the idea that the Democrats are actually worried about democracy and worried about representation, it's a farce. And the way that they portray this whole debacle about Texas, it's as if there is no gerrymandering going on or it's some new phenomenon. And again, they have mastered gerrymandering to the point that you really can't do more as a Democrat and squeeze more Democrat seats out of the country. Like they've really maximized the gerrymandering of all the states. So
how did they do it in Massachusetts?
Pardon me?
How is it done in Massachusetts?
What do you mean?
How is the gerrymandering done so that there are no Republicans?
No, y'all are wrong. Look, the gerrymandering Princeton project gives Massachusetts an A.
Yeah.
An A rating.
It's 100.
And it's a 40% Republican state with not a single Republican district.
And not just that, if you look at a map of like the whole like all the states combined, is not even Massachusetts even border a Republican district. Like it's surrounded on all sides because Connecticut doesn't have any, Rhode Island doesn't have any.
Yeah, New Hampshire's only got 2 congressional districts. 36% Trump supporting state. And we can take a look at where these pockets are, but it don't matter. Don't matter. Yep.
Because the way you drop the map guarantees there will never be a Republican district in Massachusetts.
Well, Maryland's another horrible state. I want to see their rating for Maryland because Maryland, it should be a couple seats that Republicans should compete in, and they ensured it's just one Republican seat, a B.
Oh, dude, everybody.
And yeah, it's like that district should be Republican on the West, but they've ensured that it's not. That it's never going to be.
Yeah, what they did was by combining, I forgot how I did it, but I was talking to some locals, and by putting Frederick in Western Maryland, it basically ensures, because that's a population of like 500,000 in their metro. They carved out a portion on the east so that they could add the rest to Western Maryland and convert what is largely Trump country just north of West Virginia into a Democrat district. Yeah. And everybody's pissed. And then
that's democratic. That's democracy. When Republicans do that, that's a threat, and we have to use all available means to stop it.
Yeah, I'm really worried about democracy, guys. We need to make sure all these Republicans do not have seats.
But there's a lot of uninformed people who really believe that only Republicans gerrymander because they listen to late night talk shows like, Colbert, is he still on air? Yeah. They listen to the rant of CNN and MSNBC, and they never point out that, Illinois, Maryland, various other states, and what California is going to do. Whenever they hear gerrymandering, they think it's Southern segregationists come back from the 1950s and they're carving up. They're like, we're not going to give Democrats this area. And every state does it.
Wait till the America Party gets their seats.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Party.
I'm going to hold my breath for that.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to gerrymander all the other districts to keep out the America Party.
Like
Look how ridiculous Dallas is. This is before the redistricting. Like, this is just insanity.
Well, they do in Texas. The reason they make the blue ones is so they can sink as many Democrat voters into one seat. Like if you go look at San Antonio, there's one that stretches from the south side of San Antonio all the way to the north side of Austin.
Yep.
And it's purely just to sink all the Democrats. See that?
Oh yeah.
So you can sink every Democrat into one district.
Movie fans will know that
71% Democratic vote share.
How is that a district? Like, what's the rationale?
What constitutes
people's representatives voted for it.
Yeah.
I think people need to understand this too, though. There is no alternative. Right. None. What's the argument? Every district must be 50-50. Well, that's impossible. So then it's like, well, this district is very heavy Democrat, and what are we supposed to do? So my attitude is the system doesn't work in and of itself. That the way it was set up for districting for the federal government makes literally no sense. And I don't know that the Founding Fathers understood that gerrymandering will happen. It's a guarantee. It has to happen. Again, what are we going to do? Put blocks? Okay, a district must be 500 by 500 feet or miles or something. Or just maybe not miles. Or that's it. And however many people are in it. Thank you and have a nice day. Otherwise, what are you going to do? You're going to draw districts, and then you're going to have to choose what percentage will this district be, Democrat, Republican, or political affiliation. I suppose for the Founding Fathers, they thought there aren't two political parties. Yeah. Now there are.
And also, if they're not even going with the 50-50 block or some type of mathematical formula, it's going to be left to the federal government and liberal bureaucrats to decide. And that's taking the power away from the states and the state representatives and senators that the people elected to draw the maps, and instead of putting it in the hands of Washington, D.C. bureaucrats to determine. And they're not going to go after Illinois. They're not going to go after New Jersey. They're not going to go after Rhode Island or any other state. They're only going to go after Texas, Tennessee, Kentucky. They're only going to go after red states. And then they're going to be like, this is bad, and we're going to draw it to be more Democratic friendly. So whenever they complain about gerrymandering, it's to benefit the Democrats, and they'll never go after Republicans for this.
All that matters is who wins at the state level.
Yeah.
And then they decide what your representation is going to be. Goodbye. So the Republicans won in Texas. They have the right to do this. I love listening to Pritzker where he's like, they're trying to steal seats from you. And I'm like, well, hold on. They were elected. They have the authority under their government to do exactly what they're doing. How's that stealing? But you fleeing the state to break quorum, which quorum was not, this rule was not put in place so that you could just shut things down. That would be violating the rules for which you are facing arrest and fines. Sounds like you're stealing. Do the people of, let me ask you this. If you have the legal authority to take an object and then you take that object, is that stealing?
No.
If you are threatened with arrest and fines for the actions you have taken, is that more likely to be stealing?
I mean, yeah.
Uh-huh. So usually if the Democrats are facing the charges and the criminal charges for bribery and all that, I'm going to go out to and assume the one trying to steal power here is the Democrats, for which they're breaking the law.
Yeah.
The question, I guess, is are Republicans going to be whiny little babies, or are they actually going to do their jobs?
They're going to be whiny babies.
Whiny little babies.
I mean, that's what's
You
like.
think they're going to be whiny little babies?
Yes.
I think Trump has changed the math, because I think people realize like the point of politics isn't principles. The point is like winning, and Trump wins. And it's like Republicans have to be confident wielding power. And that's been the biggest problem for the last 50 years is Republicans get power and then they're terrified that they have it. Trump comes in and he's comfortable wielding power, and we need to be confident in ourselves. And it's a beautiful thing. And I love seeing that Texas is like going hard in the paint.
And the easiest way to please the base right now is to promise to arrest Democrats. I mean, look at what Trump's doing with the DOJ. They're like, we've got people angry, promise to arrest Obama, they're trying to press charges against Adam Schiff and a lot of other people. They would like nothing more than to arrest the entire Texas Democrats who fled to Illinois. So they're going to, it's not just Ken Paxton's running for the Senate. He wants to show that he's a stronger conservative than Cornyn. And what better way to do that than to work with Trump's DOJ to arrest Democrats? And that's going to be a big hit within the primary. Now, with the general electorate, I don't think they really care that much. I mean, what the Democrats did to Trump and people who supported him over the last 4 years, they already set the precedent. And we're now just following the precedent that they set. And they're actually committing crimes here and going against the will of the people and trying to steal democracy away from the people of Texas. And so they should use all available means. I think Republicans would like nothing more than to arrest these people.
Well, I mean, I'm not so sure that you're right. I want that to be the truth, but I don't know that they actually do have the gumption to do it.
Yeah, I don't buy it. What if they're like, Beto, you're under arrest for riding a skateboard out on the primary?
I would support that. I would support that as a skateboarder.
I mean, like I said,
You're under arrest for cringe.
Locked up.
Like I said, I'm all for the Republicans exercising power because they have it. I'm all for doing whatever they can to throw sand in the gears of things that the Democrats want. I want to pull back all sorts of laws that Democrats have passed. I just don't know exactly how far Republicans are willing to go. I mean, even now, Cornyn he's balking at recess appointments and that Donald Trump is trying to get through. He's not going to have the Senate there to actually do this stuff. So I'm not so sure that they have the intestinal fortitude to do it. I would love to see it though.
That's the problem with Cornyn, that's the problem that Paxton's trying to highlight with Cornyn is he won't do this, but they need to do this. Now, I don't know if the federal government will try to help Texas out in there. I mean, they would try to what they want is to at least arrest one or two to set an example and to draw them back in. Maybe they can, I don't know, lure them to like a McDonald's or something. Maybe there's some free meal, or they give them free WNBA tickets. And they all just show up and then they arrest them before they get in the game. I don't know. They'll find some way to transport them back.
It's a good place to do it. Luigi got arrested at a McDonald's.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So I guess that's what they need to do. Offer free WNBA tickets to reward their service to democracy. And they get on a free bus, and then that bus takes them back to Austin.
Anything that will allow the Democrats to think that they're going to get some attention, like get on TV or get a bunch of clicks or whatever, anything that you can come up with that'll make them feel that way will draw them in, I'm sure, because they're all just grandstanding. The whole point of this is grandstanding.
Yeah, it's like all those Democratic lawmakers want to get arrested at the ICE facilities. Yep. They were begging, they're like, please arrest me, please. And they did, and now they're pressing charges against them that they probably didn't wish for, but they got what they wanted.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.